So if you've been looking for a reptile fogger for your reptile, this may be the video for you. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josue from Josue's Exotics. Here on this channel, I like to make videos about reptiles and amphibians, and sometimes those include product review videos like this video today. So to get into today's video, I was contacted by the company Grainger to do a product review on their reptile fogging system. This fogger is coming in around $61.99 here on Amazon, and if you would like to pick you up one or one of the ones mentioned in today's video, make sure you guys check out those links down in the description so that way you guys can get you one today. So if you don't know what a reptile fogging system is, a fogging system is basically a humidifier that helps to increase relative humidity in the enclosure that you're using it for. So this is perfect for most reptiles that require high humidity in their husbandry. One thing that makes this reptile fogger stand out against all the other ones on Amazon is the fact that it has a digital screen that displays your temperature and relative humidity for the actual room that you're keeping it in. And it actually has touch buttons around the actual digital display for your fog output controls. And some of these touch buttons include the fog output control, which varies from levels from 1 to 3. Then it has the humidity control where you can set a certain humidity that you would like it to reach, and it will shut off once it gets to that point. It also has a timing option, so if you want to run for a certain amount of time and then shut off, you can have that option as well. Then last but not least, you have the power button for the unit. Also, another cool thing about this actual fogging system is the fact that it comes with a little remote, so that way you can operate the unit hands-free. And these features are not really included in a lot of the other models of fogging systems that are actually out there on Amazon, considering that normally you will run across an actual just tuning knob for varying intensity. So in my opinion, the reptile fogger by Grainger actually beats out a lot of different products on Amazon for fogging systems that's out there. So moving on, if you haven't seen my video comparing reptile foggers and reptile misters, you should definitely guys go check that out. I'll put a link in the top right corner of the screen so that way you guys can go check that video out and then come back to this video so we can finish this up. In that video, I talk about a reptile fogger that I bought by ZooMed that was actually a really good fogger and has definitely held up over the past 2 years, and I would highly recommend this one to anybody that's looking into getting a fogging system. The only thing about the reptile fogger by ZooMed is the fact that it's $57.49 on Amazon right now, and it only comes with a 1 liter bottle. This is perfect if you're not planning on actually having to use this a whole lot. If you just need relative humidity raised every now and again, then it'll work out just fine. In my case, I needed something a little bit bigger because I was having to refill the bottle multiple times throughout the week, and it was starting to get to be a hassle really. For a few more dollars, at 62 bucks, you can actually get a 4 liter reptile fogger, and this is definitely going to last me a whole lot longer than the actual 1 liter bottle. Plus, you get a touchscreen. Overall, the quality and function of this product, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 on the exotic scale. The only complaints that I have about this product is the fact that you can't change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. I know that a lot of places in the world that they normally use a Celsius scale, but personally, I'm more of a Fahrenheit kind of guy, so that's what I prefer. Next is the fog output controls. Personally, I would like to see a little bit more control with that instead of just the 1, 2, and 3 settings. So I feel like my reptile fogger by ZooMed actually pumped out a lot more fog compared to this one, because if I turn that one on full blast, the whole thing would be mist over in just a few minutes, versus this one is more like a set it and forget it kind of reptile fogger. It still works just as good, just takes a little while longer, but it's definitely a little bit more easy to use. Last but not least, I came across a little tidbit of information in the actual operations manual, which is one of the last things that was mentioned, which I know a lot of people don't really read the owner's manual, more or less read it all the way through. So you should never take the water bowl off when you actually have the unit still plugged in, because you risk the chance of burning out the transducer that actually heats up and creates the fog at the bottom of the unit, and if you do that, you're pretty much out of $60. So this is one thing they mentioned at the very end of the operations manual, which is something that I know that anybody can do easily, because I almost did it myself, and then like I said, I read the manual, stopped myself, we were good to go. So that's why I would give this reptile fogger a 7.5 out of 10 on the exotic scale. But would I still get it? Most definitely. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing portion of this video and not play around with it anymore. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm going to be doing an update on this actual product in a month and tell you guys if it's still running or what's going on with it. So these are my initial thoughts of what I think of it, and we'll see how it works out. Also, make sure you guys check out the links down in the description. So if you want to pick up this Reptile fogging system by Grainger, or you can pick up one of the ones by ZoomMed or the other ones that I got listed down in the description, definitely check it out. Alright guys, so we got our Reptile fogger here, and we're going to go ahead and unbox this thing. So we'll go ahead and open this guy on up, and we'll see what we have on the inside. So we got our information here with my name, tell me what this is. It's pretty awesome, how to install and use. We'll keep this off to the side. As you guys know, I like to keep these instructions and actually show you guys along the way as we're doing these unboxings of all the different products that I use for my reptiles here at Hostways Exotics. So we got a little bit of packing foam. First thing I can see, we got a top. We'll put this off to the side. We got our main base container here, and on the inside we have our hoses and other equipment. So we're gonna put these off to the side as well, and let's see what else we got down here at the bottom. Down here we have our base plate assembly, and I'll show you guys in just a second to make sure we're not missing anything. We got a remote here, and we'll get into how all this stuff works in just a second. So I think we got everything out the box. We don't need this anymore. So here is your base plate assembly. It's going to have your touch dials here. We'll plug it in just a second, let you guys see it turn on. You got to get this foam insert out, obviously. Down there, that's your float for the whole thing. I mean, obvious. It looks similar to what I have for my ZoomMed one. I might put a clip of that in here real quick so that you guys can see the bottom of it. But yeah, it's pretty simple and similar to what I had before, but something a whole lot bigger. So let's see what else we got. So I'm pretty sure this just goes on there. And we got our tubing and all that stuff. Let's see what's all in this bag. That is probably going to be the base plate top. I can get it to focus. Hold on, guys. So that's the base plate top here that we got. So we're going to take that out. Next thing, we got a couple of suction cups, nothing too crazy. And we got our all little hose here. And this guy is extendable, so it can fit in multiple different sizes of terrariums, which is really good in my opinion. So we're gonna, give me a second to put all this back together. Boom. I mean, it's relatively simple. It's not like a whole lot of hard stuff to do. Boom, we got a top on. Boom, we got that there, as you can see. And boom, your hose goes on top. And that's pretty much the entire setup for this. So like I said, it's relatively simple. And you got your remote here. Give you guys a good close-up of the remote. So at the bottom, you have your timing, you have your key to sleep, you have your humidification, you have your wetness, and you have your power supply settings. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. Let me grab some water. You probably don't have to fill this thing up all the way, and it'll be just fine. Just to try it out and see, and then we'll actually put it on the tank and see what happens here in just a second. Alright, so we got a little bit of water here, and we give you guys a front view of this thing. Alright guys, so we got this guy plugged up, and let's go ahead and turn this guy on and see what happens. We're going to hit this power button here on the remote. I think it looks pretty cool with the digital display, and then, you know, obviously you see it coming out of the actual pipe here. Let's see what we can do with some of this stuff we got on here. So that pretty much cut it off. So I'm guessing you tap each button for the different speeds that you want. So you got 3 fan speeds for the actual blowing out of the mist. Just put that on 0. You have 40% humidity. So I guess you can go through the humidity ranges by pressing the button here. So it goes from 45 all the way up to 90% humidity, from 66% or 40 or okay. Then you have time. So you have times that you can use, and you can also power the unit off. Alright guys, this is the finished product. So I have my humidifier up top here, and as you can see it is off. I have the remote here in my hand, and this is my day gecko that I'm using it for. So you turn this guy on, and then you can go ahead and see me changing the humidity up to around 90% humidity, and then we're going to turn the fan up, and you can see the fog coming in. So the fog is going to be over here on this side. I got my tube. It's just run straight through a hole at the top here, and it goes straight down from the top of the actual humidifier itself. So that's probably one of the best things to do, is just make sure you keep the actual pipe just one straight bend at the top and straight down to the bottom, so that way if you have any water droplets or anything actually pop up inside of the actual tube itself, they'll naturally fall down to the bottom and get stuck out of the tube. So yeah guys, this is the Grainger Reptile fogger.